And we are live. Yeah. We in here. We in here. Whoever got whatever playing in the background, please turn it down.
That's my son's truck. I don't know how to turn them off. If I can cut it off, I guess. You know.
Take the batteries out that motherfucker. Yeah. Hey, I know.
Come in.
Wait for y'all quarantine folk to come in here. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
y'all sitting at the crib, everything closed.
I got nothing else to do though, real talk, so y'all can be able to see the whole entire conversation. I got my light right there, so I gotta take my light down. But if you go to the YouTube right now and go to the Chop Up, you'll be able to check us out on the live stream right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm live on the TikTok too, Facebook.
About to go ahead and share it on the Facebook.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll be back with the link.
Let's go ahead and do that there.
I think last time I was tripping on my iPad, it wouldn't let me share it.
Yeah, and as y'all come into the building, y'all go ahead and show some love. Got Tiffany in the building. Shout out. Usual suspects.
What's up, Tiff?
Hit that love button, hit that like button, whichever one you feeling, but let us know you up in here.
Straight up. Hey, and share the video. Share it on YouTube. Share it on Facebook. You know what I mean? Let's get more people in here. Let's get the party cracking for sure, Hey, because it's a quarantine party. Ain't no party like a quarantine party, because a quarantine party don't stop. Hey. Yeah, hey. You know what I mean? So as we fill this thing up, we're going to go ahead and get started for y'all shortly.
And have one of y'all already shared the link already?
I just shared it.
As did I. Good evening. Happy Thursday. Come on in.
Come on in. Bring it in.
I just kept them on because I'm just going to go right back to bed here in a little bit, and that's fine. We welcome you.
Wait, thank you.
We welcome you.
Cheers.
Come on. It's in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the kitchen, but in my heart.
Yeah. So y'all go ahead and fill it up. Man, hey, this is a live report. Have we had a special report on the chopper yet?
We never had a special report. We had a lot of around us, but we never had no special report.
Yo, listen, we trailblazing. We doing a lot this year. We had the first ever Black History Month awards. You feel me? Now we got our first special report live from Shelter in Place, California, and Oklahoma. You feel me? And we about to talk about surviving this social distancing.
Yeah.
Surviving social distancing. It's time to get it in, man.
From what I heard, the white people call it COVID-19. The black people call it the Rona. The gays call it Miss Rona. We gotta get it. We gotta get on top of it. We gotta get a plan so we can make it through to the other side. Miss Rona will not win.
Rona will not win.
The Rona has no power here.
It has no power here.
And Corona-19 has no authority.
No authority because it's 2020 anyway.
Come on, somebody. Come on.
Yeah. We talking about martial law.
Yeah.
We talking about Trump paying us.
The correct spelling as well.
We talking about quarantine survival list. We getting it in, man.
Shout out to my nephew real quick, Devon in the building. You know, a little under the weather, but he pushing through, holding down for the whole, for the middle school, high school gang for the Chop Up crew. So shout out, we all demographics out here.
The adolescent gang. This for you, homie.
We put them on early. It's the Chop Up. Y'all know.
Get well soon.
Hey, listen, I'm ready to jump into it whenever y'all are. You know what I'm saying? We got
You gonna go ahead and bring it in to you?
Hey, listen, why not? Listen, good evening, everybody. Welcome. You know what it is. If you don't know what it is, then why did you click it? You know why you clicked it, because we look good on the little thumbnail. But more importantly, it's the Chop Up. It's Thursday night. We back at it. Depending on what you do on your day-to-day life, it's whatever day for you of social distancing in the quarantine. It just depends on how you live your life. Yeah. We hustle down together. We all under one roof, in so many words, really closer than we've ever been before. So welcome to the Chop Up. It's your girl. I'm on this thing with the political plug, also known as Damo.
Hey, what's good with y'all? We're back at it like crack addicts. Let's get it in.
And outside of Damo, we got the Consciously, my man George Lee holding it down, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com, bringing all the information, content that you need about, you know, diversity, inclusion, TikTokness, social media. Everybody got
the whole nine.
Hey,
somebody got feedback going on.
George, go ahead, turn this down, bro.
Turn what down?
Cause you ain't got no headphones in. Yeah, turn this down.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, you good, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was letting people know I got TikTok live going on right here too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if I switch my head over, you feel me? I'm just talking to the people at TikTok, trying to get them to come on live right here and check out 3 of us at the same time, man.
Absolutely.
No. Hey, well, man, we here. We are here in a quarantine. The state of California has within a couple hours or so, Toya?
The last couple hours, they done put the state on a whole lockdown. You know what I'm saying? So here pretty soon. What's up, Bricks? Shout out to Bricks in the building. Pretty soon here. We don't know how they're gonna implement it yet, but we're not gonna be able to do nothing. They're closing down any non-essential, and you know that's language that's real arbitrary. It means a lot of different things. But any non-essential travel, movement, gatherings,
it's down.
It's all dead. Yeah. It's all dead.
No gatherings of 10 or more people. Shut that shit down.
I feel like once Trump made the stamp for that, it seemed like it went nationwide. Like everybody said, no, being able to have, you know what I'm saying, 10 more people together.
I mean, it's a big deal because we were already kind of practicing that here. I felt like that was already that message already been very clear. But for it to be official in the biggest state, the most populated state in the country is like, wow, you know what I'm saying? There's 40,000. I mean, I'm sorry, there's 40 million people here. And so I'm curious about what it even looks like to enforce that, right? And at what time and when. It's a lot of specifics in this. And so we're going to see. But what we know is that a lot of places follow suit. New York was talking about doing it before LA was, and then LA actually beat them to the punch. And then the state of California beat New York to the punch. So I can only imagine the domino effect is coming, y'all. Y'all be ready. Get your stuff.
Yeah, and New York is in a weird phenomenon because you got the mayor of New York talking about, you know, we're going to shut it down within the next 48 hours or so. But then you got the governor of New York State that's like, nah, bro, we can't do that. You feel me? So it's going to be weird. It's weird watching all this play out. But I do think, though, even in this time of uncertainty, we should keep up with some of the normalcy of things that we care about. Yeah. And one thing that's been interesting to get this Snapchat cracking has been the NFL free agency. Now, this ain't Sports Center. We ain't about to get all deep into it like that, but I do think it's some quick things that we should go over in terms of the free agency before we get into the more serious side of today's episode. And with the Snapchat, let's go ahead and start out with y'all reaction to Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay.
I feel like, man, it's an illustration of just how unfamiliar the times we are in right now.
Yeah, right.
Right. It's right on.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect response, bro. Like Tom Brady is no longer a Patriot in the coronavirus. You feel me? Like it's like, oh, that shit is like hand in hand. What you think, Toy?
All championships come through Kansas City, so I don't care where you go. What you do. You can go to Foxborough, you can come down to Tampa Bay. Either way it goes, you're going to have to come through Kansas City. So I'm excited to see him again. We always play the Bucs. We play the Bucs consistently the same way we play the Titans. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get some of that action, and I'm excited to see him. What's good?
Yeah. I mean, they was talking about
I'm a Cowboys fan.
The wide receivers, the weapons that he has. So that's gonna be interesting. But just seeing Tom Brady in a non-Patriots uniform, it's gonna be crazy. It's like seeing Jordan with the Wizards.
Hey, when it's all said and done, it's a business, and I think that's what we see even outside of this Tom Brady trade. You know, with what happened down with the Texans with DeAndre Hopkins. I think we've seen it with whatever's happening in North Carolina, right? It's a business. People making business decisions. Be ready. We see it in Chicago. Mitch Trubisky is not going to have to fight for his job.
Yeah.
He's coming off of being one of the most gas quarterbacks in the league right now. So it's like, show and prove.
See the same thing with Cam Newton. But I do think what the more interesting aspect, and when we start to get into more like that, the social understanding of how the NFL operates, is the reasoning behind the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Now, what then came out real quick, again, before we get into the serious shit, when it came out is that Bill O'Brien, well, he's like the general manager and the coach of the
people crazy.
The Texans. Yo, dude straight up told DeAndre Hopkins that, yo, I ain't had to talk to nobody. I ain't had to have a conversation like this since Aaron Hernandez. And then he brought up the man's baby mamas and that other shit. You feel me? Now, like from that perspective, would y'all want to play for a team that kind of that brought you up in that light, or even made some like comments like that?
I mean, to me, I think that this ain't the first time the Houston Texans found themselves as an organization was saying some, you know what I'm saying, like controversial and or insensitive and or just straight up oppressive ass shit about, you know what I'm saying, some I feel like players, because I feel like wasn't it the also Bill O'Brien that said something like we can't let the inmates run the asylum,
right?
Wasn't also Bill O'Brien?
Yeah. That was Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say, was it also, you know what I'm saying, them they got rid of the offensive lineman for being very vocal in the in the kneeling thing. They traded his ass to like the Seattle Seahawks for like nothing.
Yeah, that was them.
It was just like, you know what I'm saying, like the Texans just like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, so we see the NFL reflecting. We see the NFL reflecting the crazy times of the day. Greetings, Ray. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, man, that just we gotta stay with some of the normalcy. You know what I mean? Kind of just the things that we care about outside of the crazy shit. You feel me? So it's always important to keep that going.
I've been grateful to see something outside of the coronavirus popping up on my news feed, because I have plenty every other sport. I mean, when we look at basketball, it seems like everything they tell us is about the coronavirus. So we're gonna get to all of that, but shout out to football. By the time football season comes back around, I guess officially, because the preseason might have a little bit of a slump in it too. But hopefully by the time we get back to the full season, we'll be out of all of this anyway. So
right.
I'm hoping. Dwayne, what's good, brother? What's good, brother?
But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is a special report from the Chop Up. Surviving social distancing. We already distanced. Toya's all the way in Orange County, George is all the way in Oklahoma, but we come together. We've come together, right?
Yes, for all of you.
And so
the collective care of social distancing.
Hey, make sure that the volume is down on one or the other of your devices. I think that's what's creating some of the feedback. Like,
yeah, go get that.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm about to be ready to go off TikTok now. I was trying to get people to go live.
Yeah, turn your phone down. No, that's how you.
We'll see what's up. Good to see y'all.
But so what? The first thing I want to get out is this is one of the first thoughts that I done had. I've been working from home personally, been set up in my studio / workspace / creative space. But it's been mostly a workspace. And the one thing why everybody else been tripping and been going off about the world, me personally, I'm kind of cool. Like, I'm kind of glad that shit didn't been kind of shut down. You feel me? Like I like chilling at home. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, but in terms of just like that reset of just being able to just kind of disconnect from the outside world and just embrace, you know what I'm saying, being at home. From that perspective, do y'all think that's a positive that we could take away from all of the wild shit?
Man, I think right now we still in the honeymoon stages of this quarantine shit, where we kind of relaxing and enjoying, not doing nothing. But I feel like from talking to, you know what I'm saying, you feel me, my wife, you know what I'm saying, you know, who know a couple of things about the medical field, they saying this shit could last to like July, August. You feel me? As a matter of fact, more than likely it's gonna last to July and August. And I just got a feeling that by the time we get into like the middle of April, second week of April, boy, it's gonna be tired of sitting in the house, man.
Yeah, I mean, What about you though, Toya? What about you?
It's hard because I think, you know, people want time at home. We need time at home. People been saying, you know, it's our biggest complaint. It's not enough time to do this. It's not enough time to do that. And so, like Ray was talking about in terms of traffic, it's nice to be able to jump out there at whatever time of the day. Like, shoot, I'll be there, you know, 30 minutes sooner than I thought I was going to be. And it's nice to just kind of be in the cut. But Lee hit it on nail on the head. Give it another week. People is going to be sick of this shit. It's not going to be... It's going to be rough. And the temptation and the desire, I think that's why the numbers are going to be so bad, is because people is going to be trying to risk it for that biscuit. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's really going to be rough trying to psychologically, we too connected. We do too much. We too busy. We don't know how to sit still.
No, I hear you. I hear you, right? And I mean, I think that's one thing. That's one way to look at it. But I do feel like, though, in terms of, let's look at it like this: with these business closing, how much money niggas about to say? Because you can't just you not just out just spending money just to be out.
Yeah, I mean, there are gonna be some positive implications to it for sure. The same way, I mean, we got some people in the comments, Tiffany saying, yeah, people need to disconnect and reset. That could be their lives, it could be their bank accounts, right? Like, I don't disagree with that. I just we gonna flood the market with it as soon as we get free anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it'll end up being economic stimulus. You can still order packages. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know. I think those parts and those segments of the economy are still not determined. So people gonna find ways to spend some money. Ray out here still doing Uber Eats. You can still get food delivered. Delivery is still real.
Yeah, but as an adult,
they watching TV. We seen how a couple places is doing free delivery. Like Chipotle got free delivery if you go through their app. I think it was 2 other places. I can't think of their names right now, but it was 2 other places. Too, like 3 places.
I paid real money yesterday to get some Cheesecake Factory delivered to my house, like real bread. Like they got me.
But you have to pay an extra $15.
Hey, DoorDash, I don't want to talk. I don't want to disclose the amounts, but DoorDash got me. You know what I'm saying? Like I paid that money.
Hey, given the circumstances, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that.
It was tasty as I get out, but I had to really negotiate, you know, whether my freedom was worth it. And I think I can't go get it myself. I'm willing to pay that $3.99, $5.99 delivery fee. It's gonna get niggas every time as long as we're able to wear it out. So you ain't gotta worry about it. They're gonna do it.
And I seen, shout out to everybody in Texas, man, that the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, that made it where they have, I guess, waived the law to make it where if you order from a restaurant, you can also order an alcoholic beverage and they're gonna deliver it to you. So you can deliver you can order your margarita, you can order your martini, you can order your beer. You feel me? Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, shit, in Texas, of course, you know, y'all can't live without y'all Shiner Bock and, you know, all that other shit. But I mean, I do think we're saying that we'll be stir crazy, but do we ever really have like a time of rest? Like one thing that I always complained about was that the one thing about growing up that you realize that being about adult, there's no spring break, there's no there's no summer break. Right, like we work January, you know, as an adult, your job is from January to December. It ain't no time, ain't no mandatory time off, ain't no Like, you got to do all of that shit. So I think like this is something that, I mean, you know, as a kid, how you used to get snow days, how you was like, oh shit, we got a snow day. Oh, it's lit. We get to stay home. Like, yeah, your mom and them mad because they got to go out in the snow and shit and everything else fucked up. But you still like, it's a snow day. They we get to stay home. I'm gonna go kick it with my body. That type of shit, right? Now, and look, this is some silver lining shit. I do not want to undercut or in any type of way make it seem like I'm trivializing this epidemic, this pandemic, this crisis, right? But this is like an adult snow day. Like let's be real.
And I see, like I've been trying to be reluctant at looking at it like that because of like Donnie, who's in the comments. Shout out to Donnie for chiming in. Is right, you know, for a lot of small businesses, this is hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? It's not a snow day. For people who earn salary, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful enough to be, you know what I'm saying, in a position where you have paid your tuition bill and the state of California is insulated enough to make sure I get paid for my job and what I do no matter what. But I stopped in my tracks in a parking lot trying to run around and get my stuff together because I could afford to do it without it being a payday or whatever. And I had to be grateful to God that, man, I really am in a position to look at it like a fun day, to go home and teach my little classes online.
No, it's definitely a blessing.
It's weird because it's a snow day. But, you know, part of me with that mindset, like even emotionally and psychologically, I have a different relationship to that time out of school. Some of it, I know how to break it down. Some of it is utter nothingness. Some of it is recharging. Some of it is intentionally preparing. This is indefinite. You know what I'm saying? And so it's hard to even get excited about it because I feel like George said it best. This is a honeymoon stage. And I'm going to be sad and worried and anxious before I'm just happy. And
yeah, I definitely like I said, I don't want it to be something that, you know, looking at it like a snow day is something that's trivial, right? Because even when you look at it from the perspective of a snow day, some kids got their only meal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At school, or some kids got to get away from. So you know, that we definitely not romanticizing the entire situation. But
hey, with that being said, shout out to all the adults that's quarantining with kids.
Yeah, we gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into it. But I do think for some of it, like, cause me, I ain't gonna lie, like mentally, I needed a break. You know what I'm saying? Like last year was a lot. You know, it was like, you know, I've been applying for law school. I took the LSAT. You feel me? Like, so last year for me, I didn't have a summer. I had some other things I had to deal with. We ain't gonna speak on, you feel me? But I didn't get a summer though. So like for me, I worked all. I mean, even when I say I didn't get a summer in terms of, you know, in terms of, you know, even though I still had to work, last year was a lot for me. So for like personally, and I mean, and again, my personal experience does not trivialize anyone else's scenario in terms of, you know, what they dealing with the coronavirus. But for me, I'm looking at it like, yo, I need this break. Like, I need this time to just be able to be at home and to reset and to, you know, start over. You know what I mean? Mentally, just take that time and just sit in peace and not worry about traffic and people. But I'm an introvert at the same time. Like, I prefer solitude. Right. And there are certain things that I have. I'm privileged to be able to be financially a little bit more secure and be able to work from home and do all of those other things. So, I mean, and this is, and again, like I said, we're not trivializing what people are experiencing dealing with the coronavirus, but at the same time, you know, we also want to be able to look at the things. It's like when you do have a silver lining, we need to embrace that shit. You know what I mean?
Mark is saying that exact same thing, right? I'm loving staying home. Been over a week for my family. My kids don't seem to mind either. He continued to agree. Yep, this last week is the most I've slept in my entire life. I think it's amazing. And so, I mean, in small and subtle and maybe sometimes aggressive ways that life tends to do it, you know, we do need to stop and receive the message that is slow down, relax, unplug. I've seen a lot of encouraging messages from a lot of parents that's like, you know, mom, dad, don't turn into and don't feel the pressure to turn into a teacher or a professor or, you know, somebody who you not. Play with your kids, laugh with your kids, let them sleep in, give them some snacks, give them a little bit of structure, let them know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, worry about reassuring your kids. Like, instead of worrying about whether kids is learning and doing all this and doing all that, like, have you talked to them about how anxious they are about the rumors and lies that they throwing around about what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just assuming they good and you worried and concerned and anxious, but ain't thought about the fact that your 7-year-old, your 12-year-old, your 15-year-old, your 7, trust me, my second graders know about some coronavirus.
Oh yeah.
And they think they got it all figured out.
Everybody talking about it.
And as a part of this reset, you know, having that extra time to spend with, I don't have kids. I grew up in a daycare though, so that's why I don't have kids. My mama ran a daycare for what 15 plus years, bro. I raised a bunch of people kids. That's why I ain't to have the
he was like, I'm good.
You feel me? And so, you know, parents, they're a handful, but we don't get this time as adults. Like, we don't get time for the world to be like, hey, stay at the crib. We don't get that. And like, so when you had, like, you know, when you had the opportunity, use that as some time to learn more about your child, learn more about your wife, learn more about your mother, learn more about the people that
learn more about your household.
Yeah, it been killing me. It's just like between the quarantine. I'm always give you the social media takes on how social media been dealing with it. Because one of the things I had tweeted was that our generation is just A1 in terms of how they've taken just tragic nationwide global issues and will mean for better or for worse. And one of my favorite things, especially with sports being off, is like day 7 quarantine with no sports. I met this nice lady sitting on my couch. Apparently she's my wife. I think she's pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's something random. Day 8, met these 2 children in my home. Apparently they're my children. Like what? Yeah. Like it's giving people a chance to really see the world with new eyes.
I found out that my dog Kiev is a huge fan of mandarin oranges. He is not a fan of apples, though. It was weird. Like I was starting to peel, because we've been eating more oranges, trying to keep that vitamin C up.
Absolutely.
And he's just staring at me like he right up under, like tail wagging. And I'm like, bro, this is fruit.
Yeah,
a French fry. This is fruit. So
I feel like this has been the second time we said this. Can you even feed dogs the fruit you gave them? I thought it was some fruits you can't feed the dog.
Yeah. It's like
it was some fruits you can't.
You don't need to feed dogs garlic, onions, or chocolate. Besides that, a lot of the rest of the stuff is on the table for them.
And it's like other greens you can't eat, but like fruit specifically, they just can't eat the seed.
Yeah.
But the nigga like oranges. Okay, I learned something new about my nigga. Okay, you feel me? So it's one of those things. It's like, you have an opportunity to disconnect, to reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can, because we're gonna get into people's financial situation and the weakness of capitalism.
Yeah,
the weakness of the white man system, capitalism. See,
you know what I'm saying?
See, because capitalism wants you to participate in consumerism. You know what I'm saying? Wants to suck your pockets dry,
sure,
like a white parasite.
Facts. You feel me? Hey, so as we move on the conversation, let's just go ahead and let's put it like this. If you have the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Use this as a reset. Get your mind right.
It's a reset. Yeah. Now, seriousness though, man. Reflect, evaluate, reevaluate. You know what I'm saying? Hit that refurbish button.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to people you ain't reached out to in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Which I've seen in this first little 3 months of 2020. You really can be here one day and the next day you can be gone. So take this time really to reach out to people and get some of them flowers while they still here, or go and have some of the meaning conversations you've been putting out for a few months or a few years, man.
Yeah. Call them people you've been meaning to call, whether it's family, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's friends, college buddies, high school buddies, just niggas that's been on your heart recently. Use this as an opportunity to talk to them, because best believe it's a good chance they sitting at the crib like, yo,
hey,
or they can have one of them essential jobs and they need your
on the other end of that phone call, who the ones who not really callers, who people want to reach out to. I'm gonna wish you luck, because nigga, you ain't got nothing to do and nowhere to be. So you out of excuses for why you got to get off the phone.
Toya,
come up with something good. Yeah. Baby. I'm not.
Look, Toya just ain't been answering the phone. That's all. She just ain't been answering.
Because Toya, it's only so much at home working you can do, Professor. It's only so much.
Right.
You ain't grading nothing yet, Professor.
Ain't grading nothing yet. You feel me?
I do have some things. I got papers piling up. See, the thing about not being able to do class work is that means everybody got to write a paper about something. So I got plenty of shit to grade.
You got a lot of reading ahead of you, right?
Yeah, I know. Man, don't even talk about it though, Toya. And all seriousness, man, I don't even want to think about it. That.
But
yeah, man. Go ahead, Toya.
We're gonna make it through. How we gonna make it through the comments? Jumping a little bit. We gotta make sure. Tiffany said something important. Exactly. I asked my son, was feeling about everything, he was afraid, etc. It was important to talk to him and make sure he's processing things okay. Check in with each other. Make sure as people we doing good. I know if you anything like me, Dominique can tell you the truth. I didn't want to talk about no coronavirus today because I'm sick of talking about the coronavirus. It is messing up my psychological, emotional, and mental health. Okay. I'm down the rabbit hole. I'm bombarded by too much news and information about it. I'm tired.
I never want to talk about what I want to talk about.
That's not Dominique, we want to talk about what the world has talked to death, and it always end up being a good conversation. But I'm always reluctant to do it because I hate feeling suffocated by a thing, right? So it's never him. It's always me. And I think a lot of Tiffany said, answer the phone. Chad, you are one of the
pick up the phone, baby. Ooh,
get the phone answer.
Let's go. Pick up the phone, baby.
But I definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like I see now just kind of how important it is to stay connected, even though that's not my way.
Yeah, man. Who else we got in here? Mark said he's still not answering. I know people ain't got nothing. He said, hey, I know people ain't got nothing important to say. You can talk to my voicemail. I'm still working from him or from home. Oh. He said, yeah, right. I tell him technically you're on the clock. Yeah.
Ain't Rona, Miss Rona, the Rona is not playing.
It's not playing.
Shout out to Wayne.
Having real conversations about life and death. Joshua says had a real one-on-one with one of my young lives about a year ago. Little homie funeral tomorrow, which I mean, death in any capacity is
telling you, man,
hard to talk about, and it's coming to our society. Chances are, I mean, you know, we've been so shocked every time we look up. Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson, Idris Elba. Oh shit, 2 Lakers. Oh, a Nugget, 4 Sixers.
KD.
My favorite player, KD. One of my favorite players, Marcus Smart. Like so many people.
Marcus Smart got it.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. I mean, I'm talking about every day we see new reports, and the thing that I have to keep myself reminded about before I get too excited about seeing those posts is pretty soon everybody's gonna know somebody.
A few people, yeah.
And then after a while, it's gonna be everybody gonna know somebody who passed away from it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So being prepared for that emotional and psychological kind of escalation of things is crucial.
Yeah, man.
Because that's about to be a way of life. We're about to be talking about this thing.
Well, let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the mental, you know, the mental preparation that we got to go through to deal. Because I think the thing about humanity is that we really egotistical. We really be on some, I can't believe this. Why not? Like, look at the history of mankind.
See, to me, it's sensational. It ain't egotistical. People motherfuckers be sensational about how things happen. I'm trying not to drop so much F-bombs. My grandma must have told me, yeah, somebody must have pulled one of your videos up, and you was mother F this. But my grandma was so country and old. That's how she told me though. Your ass need to stop cussing. I stop cussing too, shit. And don't nobody want to hear your ass talking like that. So stop cussing. You hear me, with George? I ain't playing with your ass. It's just like, did you just cuss me out to tell me stop cussing?
Stop cussing.
I heard you, though, my mom. I got you. Man.
All right, America, we'll clean it up for you.
Yeah, that's shout out to George's grandma. But I mean, when we dealing with a lot of the fear mongering that's going on, because I think one of the things that let's go ahead and get into it. One of the things that's that we've been hearing a lot about is the martial law. Yes,
martial law spelled MART.
Mm-hmm.
AL. But you know what? We're gonna go ahead and a part of what we do in the chop up, we want to inform y'all, we want to educate y'all, and so we're gonna go ahead and get into the definition of martial law, and we're gonna talk about what's really real. So hold on, we're gonna share the screen real quick. Let's get into it. This is the Merriam-Webster since 1828. Martial law. It's a noun. We're dealing with the second definition, and that is the law administered by military forces that is invoked by a government in an emergency when the civilian law enforcement agencies are unable to maintain public order and safety. Now,
hey, but let me add to that though, because in simple terms,
let me go ahead and keep it up here just so the people can have that.
Yeah, that's the martial law. For y'all that don't know too. You know what I'm saying? Of course, follow your boy on TikTok. I did 2 informative videos about the historical context of martial law, when it's been deployed in history in terms of different events, and also kind of the legal parameters of martial law now in regards to the state of emergency. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to check that out, you know what I'm saying, definitely go check that out. But the thing I want to add on to that is that there is no precise definition of martial law. You know what I'm saying? We only have a few precedents that the United States has kind of upheld. And we know that because it's not no kind of static legal definition, there's kind of a lot of uncertainty and controversy that always surrounds it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Toya.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I mean, and because of that, like Mark makes an important observation or important statement, which is the fact that we are not currently in martial law. However, I mean, and we're not, right? I want to be very clear about that. I do agree with that statement, but because of its ambiguity, it's very difficult for you, the application of certain policies, of certain acts, of certain bills will be interpreted by a lot of people with power. Some people with power as actual martial law, right? It'll stir up a lot of political controversy and will have a very high likelihood of probably creating a lot of riots and a lot of public outrage, because some people will interpret certain actions as crossing a line in martial law. While people will say, no, we still got a whole lot further before it's martial law, right? And so I'm very interested in how it's going to play out, because you have a lot of different municipalities that hands start to get inside of facilitating it, inside of enforcing it. And so, you know, civil liberty being violated, certain rights and amendments being violated, and then people saying, well, no, we got to do this for the sake of this. Is the same thing we talked about, or we're looking at when we saw the Patriot Act, right? Think about that.
And Damo, the next word you want to throw up there on the screen is hyperbole. You know what I'm saying? We know that, just keeping it a stack, man, we know that the more that different states roll out different sanctions and different, regulations in terms of how people should be moving around, we know it's going to be a lot of people that use hyperbolic language, you feel me, to be able to try to talk about how martial law is being deployed very covertly, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying?
But to me, George, you don't deploy martial law covertly. Like it's martial law.
My point exactly. That's the reason why I said hyperbole. Because it's like you sound like a conspiracy theorist. You're a YouTube scholar. You know what I'm saying? I just want the people to be aware of, you feel me, all of these YouTube conspiracy nature, you know what I'm saying, narratives floating around that somehow seem so persuasive to y'all, you know.
Yo, and like let's just take a look at the definition and break it down, right? It's the law administered by military forces invoked by a government in an emergency when civilian law enforcement agencies are unable to maintain public order. It's not saying that niggas is just getting shot in the streets. Like it's literally saying that the police can't handle it by themselves, so they call in the National Guard.
Yeah.
And we know that it's 3 times that the martial law gets, you know what I'm saying, kind of deployed. War, natural disasters, civic disputes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and all that means is they're trying to maintain order, not switch the order, not flip the order. You feel me? The police can't handle it themselves. And so from that aspect, they call in the military to help maintain. Now, again, you know who you talking to, right? This the Chop Up. We definitely anti-military. We anti-imperialism. I'll say that. Because since we are a media outlet, let's be clear with our words.
Definitely want to be very purposeful and intentional with the words.
Correct. We are anti-fascism. You feel me? So when you talk about martial law, we just trying to make sure that it needs to be understood that, like George said, we're not operating inside of hyperbole. Right, we
don't need nobody lost in the sauce and hysteria, man. Right. Especially in terms of it's fake and fabricated.
I mean, because I think right now, if anything, now is the time for like information.
You make the screen back.
Yeah, I was about to say, can we go back? Kiki said it's vocabulary day today, and that tickled my soul. Me there.
But you know how, bro, you know how people been talking about, like this this issue, you feel me, this martial law shit. So it's like it needs to be understood that what y'all talking about when y'all talk about martial law is not what you think you talking about when you talk about martial law. It does not mean that everything thrown out the window. It does not mean that we automatically in a whole new type of government, and the military can do whatever it is that they want. It just means that the government takes a much bigger step.
I ain't gonna lie though. Because if you put it in historical context, like I don't think now, because I thought y'all put it in context now. Folks going crazy in states like Virginia about their guns already. So y'all crazy in y'all head if people just go willy-nilly go into, you know what I'm saying, martial law. You know what I mean? I think people are going like, as a matter of fact, I've seen that nationally gun sales has went up, I think 318%. I think it's the number I've seen. 318%. You feel me? But Damo,
we do know that historically in America, when they have deployed martial law, we do got some notorious times. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Japanese internment camp. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the warrantless wiretapping and torturing that Toya brought up in the Patriot Act. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Shout out to the War 1812 when Indian killer Andrew Jackson, you feel me, deployed that thing, imposed that thing. You feel me?
Shout out to the War 1812. He took it back. Hey, he a teacher for real.
Hey, TikTok had me in my edutainment bag, man.
Hey, straight up. That's why. But that's why it's like it's a fine line between, you know, hysteria and hyperbole, right? And caution.
Yeah.
And when we get too caught up in the hyperbole, we actually lose sight of what we need to be cautious of because we think this is the worst case of what's happening. This ain't even close to the worst case of what's happening. Ain't even close. What would you about to say, Toya?
I mean, in a world where this ain't even the worst case of what's happening, what are we doing? How are we coping? How are we dealing with it? How would it like?
You know,
man, I'm sorry. It was just funny. Just like this ain't the like, damn. Sometimes it's so real. You gotta laugh. Sometimes
we at the top of the rabbit hole. We can still see the top of that hole.
Yeah. I've never heard that.
You ain't taking my guns either. Got almost a dozen here and more at my mama house. White people ain't the only ones ready. Hey, I'm going to Mark House.
Mark House. Shit.
Because I'm scared. Guns is heavy. They make my but
right.
I'm
trying to be with somebody who say strap. Mark.
Hey, Ian too. Hey, and speaking of guns too, did y'all see that in a lot of different states? They're saying, "Hey, we not responding to 911 calls of this severity. We're not coming for burglary. We're not coming for burglary a car. We're not coming for."
Hey, but bro, you know who you talking to?
Coming for.
Nigga, the 911 ain't been coming to our neighborhoods for a long time now, bro. That is
See, I feel like I'm from a small country town. Listen, man, if you call and say any crime in the right area, they gonna come out there, man.
Look, Toya can attest to this. Toya, there are neighborhoods where if you call the police will not be showing up in Kansas City. Am I correct?
Depending on what you say when you call them. Right, you gotta make it sound real bad. Like, I thought you said somebody died. No, my car just got stolen, but I really want to.
It gotta be like, but it can't be too bad because if you like 2 people got shot, the police will come. 6 people got shot,
SWAT coming and you going to jail for lying. Fabricating the police.
I'm just happy to see you niggas.
Yeah, you know, so
to see you.
So we just needed to clear up that that miscommunication, that, you know, clarify what's going on with this martial law shit.
Hey, Ian, too, speaking what you're saying, people in Detroit, like, now y'all ain't coming out here.
Hey, my mom been living in the same house for, at this point, 40 years, at least 40 some odd years. I still, to this day, I'm 30 years old. I don't think no piece of delivery people deliver pizza to my house. We ain't never had nobody knock on the door like Pizza Hut. No, nigga, they don't come over here. And like, it just categorically, they don't fool with the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, so by they,
we do have that though. Shout out to West Side. We do got some people like that. We don't go past this street.
Those same neighborhoods are the same ones where the police and
So actually, you got a point though, because it is, you know what I'm saying, 17th Street, 16th Street, West Side. You feel me? I remember it was like Pizza Hut. I don't know if they do it this day when growing up. I ain't did it in Bryan in 10 years, but growing up, we don't go to 16. We don't go past Martin Luther King. That's how the Texas level we ain't going.
Did you want a place to pick up order? You can definitely
you can come up here. You can come here if you want. Look, the police is like, hey, the nigga that stole your car, you could bring him here. Like, you can drop him off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, handle your business and then you can drop him off to us. Shit, we ain't coming to get that nigga though.
Hey, real quick, is another segue just to clarify some of the language being used, and I want to go ahead and clarify some things, just because we throw around and toss around what's been going on around us. But real quick, so when you are in quarantine, right, that means you have tested positive, or you have been around somebody who has tested positive, and so you cannot be around people for 14 days because you're trying to either let the virus pass or see if you're positive for it. We are not on quarantine, friends. We are practicing. We are doing a practice. Okay, so make sure you're just talking right when you talk to people.
Yeah, this is a shelter in home or shelter in place.
Technically, we're in isolation.
We're in social distancing, right? We're practicing social distancing. So some people are quarantined. You're not those people. Maybe you are. If you have the coronavirus and you're tuning in, I'm sending you my best wishes. Godspeed to you. I promise you. But if not, you are practicing social distancing, and I hope that you're doing a good job of that.
Hey, and I apologize for my moving, man. I got a kid that he took a late nap. You know what I'm saying? So you feel me? You know.
Hey, dad gang.
So much. But I wanted to clarify that so that you sound like a professional at this COVID-19 thing as we, get deeper into it. You don't
COVID-19
be doing pause telling people you quarantining when you really social distancing. You know what I'm saying? That's not cute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Damo.
And since we dropping facts too, you know what I'm saying? Just to give y'all a little bit more history of the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? We know, I remember 2002 when that SARS shit dropped. That was that coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? Technically, COVID-19 is SARS part 2. You know what I'm saying? Technically, like when you look at, you know what I mean, I guess when you look up what COVID-19 is, it's like SARS 2, you know what I'm saying? But we know that it's a disease or it's a virus that's transmitted from animals to humans. The first SARS came from cats, you know what I'm saying? The second SARS came from camels. And this one, it seems like it's a little political when you do the research, you know what I'm saying? Some of them say animal droplets, some say bats, you know what I'm saying? So, there's that, since we, you know what I'm saying, dropping technical things.
I'm dropping technical on your technical.
Please do.
A couple more things. The word corona has nothing to do with the beer. We've already found that out, but it actually means crown, right? Corona means crown in Spanish, and it stands for the molecular setup of what it looks like under a microscope. It's like got little crowns on it. The second thing, and here's the important thing that y'all got to know, people like, oh, this is just like the flu. It's just like the flu. Here's the reason why it's not the flu. And I'm going to try to break this down in a way that it made sense to me earlier. Basically, the flu as a virus has some type of protein that's a part of it, makeup of it or whatever, that latches on to parts of our DNA and our RNA or something like that has proteins that are similar. So flus as viruses have the ability to latch on to our proteins and our DNA in our body and make it sick. But our body can defend against it because it has a way to kind of codify and make a connection between those proteins based on what we already make in our bodies, right? So flu comes and either our bodies already has a way to defend against it, or it has vaccines that have been able to be created because we know more things about the body, and so the body can defend against it.
Talk that science shit.
I'm about to, right? Whereas you have the coronavirus, which is unique because it has animal protein things that our body don't make. So
the zoonotic family.
Right, that is a very dynamic action. So the mutation went from being animal to animal, and what happened in arguably those wet markets happened in the place of origin, which now that's even debatable because they said we seen the coronavirus last year sometime, so we'll get there. But wherever this animal virus protein thing came from, it mutated, found a way to latch on to human protein, and then from animal to human, all of a sudden the mutation happened again, and now we were able to transfer it from human to human. So it went from being able to be transferred animal to animal, mutated animal to human, mutated again to human. So it is not the flu. It's very different than the flu. The body has a harder time fighting it than the flu because the body was not created to deal with it in its base form or its many mutations at this point, which is why.
Into Damo, I'm sorry, Damo, but I think what Toya is bringing up, I feel like right now is, to me, it shows how our society is very kind of, I want to use the term illiterate, but I don't know what actions I want to put in front of it. Because a lot of people
scientifically illiterate.
You know what I'm saying? No, just like health illiterate, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the reason why I'm saying it is a lot of people thought that we could let the coronavirus run its course like the flu. And we seeing that we don't have the infrastructure, you feel me, to be able to take on 90% of our population going through the coronavirus flu. We don't have the beds. We don't have the nurses. We don't have the
medical infrastructure. Yeah. I mean, but I think what Toya's talking about is important though, just because when we attempt to tell Zane, sit your ass down, Zane. Uncle Damo says sit your ass down. But when we talk about when people attempt to trivialize the coronavirus, they compare it to the flu. Because more people do die from the flu. More people are infected with the flu. But the thing about that though is that if the flu had the same attributes of the coronavirus, even more, like it would be something that would wipe niggas out. You feel me? Like it's because we have the ability to combat the flu is what it kind of makes it like a part of our. It's a constant tug of war with the flu. Every year there's a new flu a flu shot. You feel me?
A new flu mutation, which means a new flu.
Right. So we have like a tug of war with the flu.
A running system.
I mean, it's like we got beef. We got a constant beef. We know what we're dealing with the flu, but with the coronavirus, like Toya was saying, when it mutates again, who knows what the fuck it's gonna do?
Because it's already 2 different types now, right? Which invalidates, and this is what makes it so difficult to create a vaccine and to create a like medicine for it or a cure for it, is that you got to do it twice. You got to do twice the work, right? Because it's 2 different strands of it, and you got to figure out if you asymptomatic, if you got it, then on top of that, if it's communicable and you have enough of it, then on top of that, which strain you got, it's a whole lot of stuff that goes in there, on top of and dealing with it in the first place. And like Mark said, we don't have a centralized system able to keep up with a nationwide health emergency that deals with it, which means people not getting tested, people getting turned away, people being deprioritized, and they don't have the options that they need to get seen, right? So 18 months back and forth or 12 weeks of lock the fuck down, says Doug. Those are our options, I suppose.
Because look, and I want to show this. I want to show this here too. Because what we're talking about, especially you have a lot of people flipping out about the way that we're responding to it, but then attempting to say, well, we being extra because not we, but governments, states, institutions are being extra because we don't see that many deaths. You got a 97% recovery rate, that type of shit. But here, let me show you. Let me pull up my screen real quick one more time because we bringing information today. We not pulling shit out our.
It's a 97%. Damn, who told you go?
Oh shit!
There she go.
Yeah,
she's back. She's back.
Let me pull this up here. I'll pull this up here just so we can look at the goal is to flatten the curve, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to flatten the curve. So the idea is that if we respond earlier, right, our healthcare system won't be overwhelmed, making the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like the analogy that I've been using is that of a school shooting, right? Like if I keep trying to not use that analogy.
Yeah, my second man, you gotta explain.
Let me explain, please. A bomb threat, right? Like if somebody calls in and say we're gonna blow up, like somebody's gonna blow up the school, you empty the school. You don't be like, well, let's figure out if they really lying or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you don't play them games or like a school shooting. Let's figure out if they really serious or not. No, you think it's serious when you hear it beforehand. It's better safe than sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad. I apologize.
No, I was just saying you handle it in a way that nips it in the bud before it becomes too much of something that we can deal with, and knowing that our health infrastructure ain't what it is, as you can see. You feel me? We're not even dealing with shit as bad as China was dealing with it, or as bad. Well, like we're on pace, or we're set to outpace Italy. You know what I'm saying? But we not there yet. And so the idea is that we handle it that way beforehand.
In Italy, I seen a report this morning that said Italy just surpassed the amount of deaths that China has, and we know that China has exponentially more people than Italy has. Italy does
more people than they reported, right? So there's a lot of speculation about the accurate numbers that were reported in the first place from China, and then we see those numbers. When in line with Dominique, and the reason why I laughed is that some Twitter talk for you. One of my favorite kind of tweets
Twitter talk
floating around is, you know, people like, you know, I'm sick of people making a small deal out of only 97% of people dying from this. Like, if I told you I had a bag of 100 Skittles for you, but 3 of them would kill you, you wouldn't eat any of the fucking Skittles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would try to stay away from those, the possibility of death. You would try to stay away from the possibility of any of those things and decrease your likelihood of getting it. With the same logic of flattening the curve. Doug's statement, which I kind of stumbled through, but makes a lot of sense, is that these are the choices we have to make. We kind of in a double mind, right? We are cooked regardless. We are about to get stung by this worse than we've seen it. But what do we want? 18 months of this wave of this peak, right, with the curve where a bunch of people just keep getting it and we can't get it under control. So 18 months of back and forth with the coronavirus, or 12 weeks of lockdown where we kind of deal with it and pass through it. He says, shelter in place is a metaphor for y'all already fucked. Let's see if we can not kill all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Which is ultimately the statement, because that one weekend when they was talking about 2 weekends, that last weekend when they was talking about 2 weeks, yeah, everybody thought they was playing and went out and acted a damn fool. Right. And so
talking about, I'm going to Costa Rica for $400.
Or I'm just going out, or I'm going to the club, or I'm headed to the turn up. People were sending me flyers and I was like, I'm not going. No.
Hey, I seen New Orleans. I seen New Orleans cut up for the Mardi Gras and cut up for something else. They having quarantine crawfish broils and stuff. And they had skyrocket amount of cases overnight.
Please go home. Begging people on bourbon.
And deaths. Oh yeah, I seen that footage too.
You know what I'm saying?
Please go home.
It's like you don't get nothing out of trivializing it. You feel me? Like it's a better safe and sorry
and I seen in South Padre Island. And I seen in South Padre Island they had kids out there still for spring break. I seen the one dude with a vape in his mouth. He passing the vape around talking about, I'm not worried about the coronavirus. If it gets me, it gets me. The next day, literally confirmed cases of spring breakers with coronavirus. Like,
crazy.
It's scary because one of the things that I saw was like the worst thing they did was say young people was at the lowest likelihood to get it. They should have said the exact opposite, right? To really scare the shit out of people. And then that would have really changed something, because you got a group of people that already feel like they invincible. You got a group of people who already feel like ain't nothing affect them. They got a group of people who don't care about the part where we're not really worried about your health. That the health is the health of other people who are going to be vulnerable. People are not selfless enough.
And two, I misspoke. It wasn't Mardi Gras. I seen Doug Dennis. I was at Mardi Gras a month ago. It wasn't Mardi Gras. It's whatever they had this past week. You know what I'm saying? But I know they was having just crawfish bros and block parties.
I mean, bro, the biggest test of it all is supposed to be 70, 80 degrees in New York this weekend. In DC, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all talking social distancing when the weather finna change. So it's about to be a whole lot of show and prove. But the worst,
we coming out of the wintertime. It's March.
The worst thing that could have happened was young people being told that it wasn't supposed to affect them, because it really took their ignorance and foolishness to the next level. By the way, another clarification from social media. Y'all talking about millennials being the ones going out there being careless. Fact check.
Gen Zers.
It's Gen Zs. Millennials telling their mamas and daddies, y'all need to get your asses back in the house. This was the new shit. Don't buy any of these conspiracy theories. We the ones keeping people together around this bad boy, okay? It's the Gen Zs out there acting ratchet. So make sure you got your right group, okay?
Our students, not us, right? Damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, our little brothers and sisters. It's them. It's the younger ones. It ain't the millennials.
Like, y'all, for real. I love y'all. I want to see y'all next semester. Please don't go out and do nothing wild, because I want y'all catching up on me at the end of the summer. Like, I'm begging my students.
Thank you. The millennials, we keeping our ass in the house. So real quick, just because I don't want to end it on a negative note. They talking about giving niggas $1,000.
Sure.
Bernie talking about giving niggas $2,000. We ain't heard from Biden
can
yet.
Get 3. Biden,
you know what I mean? Do I hear 3.5?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let's talk about it though, real quick. Donald Trump is saying, I'm gonna give you $1,000. Let's say he's talking about giving you 15. Niggas can't stand Trump's ass. Are you taking that $1,500?
Yeah, that's my money.
God damn right.
I'm not. What are you talking about?
Hey,
it's my money.
I'm
right.
gonna give you my simple response. I pay more taxes than Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with I paid more taxes than Donald Trump in the past 3 years.
Yep.
4 years. You know what? I'm up to Annie. I paid more taxes than Donald Trump has in the past 7 years. So whatever tax dollars he about to redistribute, I'm more entitled to it than he owed me that. And the last thing I say, I was paying taxes before Donald Trump got in office. And guess what? If I'm blessed enough to live after he got out of office, what I'm gonna be doing? Paying taxes.
Hey, you know what? You know what I think the funny shit is to you? Is when niggas was like the dilemma, right? Trump supporters are looking at, liberals like, if you hate Donald Trump, you got to tear up your check. And then you got liberals looking at motherfucking Trump supporters like, well, if you hate socialism, you got to tear up your check. You know what I'm saying? But niggas is looking at both of them like, y'all are tripping. Hey, cut that motherfucker. You feel me? Like, it's fine. Cut the motherfucking check. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about? All motherfucker, they come from Trump, nigga, it could come from motherfucking Andrew Jackson. That motherfucker going into the bank. Nigga, what does you mean?
Right. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, it was a whole bunch of slaves on that plantation that did not fool with the massa. But guess what? Massa brought that food. He ate.
I'm going in.
Hey, so let me ask y'all this. Do y'all
cash that shit quick before they figure out they done fucked up the money and take it back?
You know how many prisoners hate the warden, hate the prison guards? But when it's time to eat, they eat.
Hey, I gotta get to the comments. The boy Terrell said, "I'm gonna take the cash and then call him out for joining the Yang gang."
Come on,
yo. So one of my favorite memes. One of my favorite memes was it was a Thanos meme, and it was like your failure. You know what I'm saying? After all your failure, what did it do? It brought you back to me, and it had Andrew Yang face on Thanos, because it's like this was a part of his literal campaign, was like a universal income. You feel me? And now we talking about just giving niggas $1,000. Andrew Yang, like, you motherfucker, like I dropped out a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Now you niggas is stealing my motherfucker. It's just like white people.
Hey, but I see MAGA supporters trying to be like, yeah, but Yang going to do it indefinitely. Trump's only doing it to help the economy just in a time of need, like 1 or 2 times. I was thinking like, well, y'all is some gymnastic, tiptoeing.
Time of need. It's real funny how when you determine it's a time of need, it's a time of need. But when other people determine that it's a time of need, all of that is
it's a welfare. It's welfare. It's a handout. It's a burden.
Come on.
Let me ask y'all this though: does Bernie pushing for that $2,000? Do y'all think that increases his chances of beating Joe Biden?
No.
Bernie Sanders lost. Bernie Sanders right now, he just writing his legend. He just writing his legend. We can be the old white man that marched in, 50 years ago, and he's still risking the coronavirus campaigning. He lost them.
It ain't even that. I think he's solidifying his legacy is just really being with the shits. You know what I'm saying? It's people.
His legend.
No, y'all for being with the shit. I think that's his legend. Bernie is with the shit. Yeah.
About his campaign. And how when he was gonna suspend it or if he was gonna suspend it, he responded, I have a global pandemic to worry about. You think I care about that? Like, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be quoted as saying a lot of those memorable things that solidify his legacy and allow for him to be the show person, the showman that he's really come to be in his own little quirky way, in his own little Bernie way. And so it sucks that he's doing all the right things, saying all the right things. Literally, how do you vote for the candidate that doesn't want to give Medicare for all after the coronavirus? How do you do that? But America's gonna find a way to fuck up that money, and it makes it to see, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, before we end it out, we got to talk about our quarantine survival list. Yes, the quarantine survival list. Niggas is stuck in the house. What the fuck are you doing to make up for that time? Let's get it started with the playlist. The quarantine survival playlist. Chat, join in. What is your quarantine survival playlist?
Yeah, what's y'all?
So what I'm starting with, the only thing that I got on my playlist right now, not gonna lie, is I know Lil Uzi Vert shit just dropped, but you not talking to any type of nigga that listens to Lil Uzi Vert. So from that perspective, the only shit I got on the playlist right now, Jay Electronica. Right and on. The reason why that's the only shit you got on the playlist right now, because that nigga went so damn deep that you gotta listen to that shit 9 times just to know what the fuck the song is talking about. Not saying it's bad. I mean, because the nigga is spitting. Him and Jay got bars, but god damn, bro.
So hold on. So is Jay-Z on the album, the whole album too, or what?
Yeah, it's niggas compared it to like a Watch the Throne, the conscious version.
with Jay-Z.
With like Jay, it's pretty much you replace Kanye with Jay Electronica, and then add in
back and forth basically.
Add in Farrakhan. You know,
Farrakhan
a little bit of anti-Semitism.
For real.
Nah, yeah, he's like the first track is literally a Farrakhan speech talking about who the true people of Israel in the Bible are. That's what Jay Electronica started his quarantine out with.
He's Israelite shit.
Yeah, 10 songs. Not all of them jam. He got Travis Scott on there. He got The Dream on there, but he going deep though. Like he's spitting on a whole nother level. But that's what I got on my playlist. That's really all I got on my playlist right now. What are y'all jamming in the crib though?
I got a couple things going. I went and that Jhené Aiko is cool. It's all right. It is what
it is. Back up on my bullshit.
Yeah, it got a couple. It's some cool little cute little songs.
Shout out to Kansas City.
Very muchly, it's nighttime. It's sleepy, woozy, lullaby music, and so it's to the form in that regard. I also don't think I'm really over like the real airy, whispery singers who think they are being activated by cussing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still if you still singing.
Give me some examples. Give me some examples of these airy, whispery singers.
Go listen to Jhené Aiko. Is a prime example of somebody who tries to make it more scathing by cussing in it, but it's just like you just not exciting. Like you got to be in the mood to listen to her. I'm slapping the box. Still riding with Roddy, and I kind of committed myself.
Yeah, right. Roddy's on there.
Hey, I seen Roddy had failed out of top 10.
I was talking shit about Roddy, but that high fashion got me.
Yes, it is.
They made that ass high fashion.
So I'm also I still need to listen to Meg's situation, to Sugar. I haven't.
Yeah, me too. I still ain't listening to Sugar.
I haven't listened to it yet, but
I thought it was just Sugar.
I heard Savage on it, and Savage is pretty cool. It jam. But I really
hey, I feel like Megan Thee Stallion owed TikTok some love and support. That one of her songs is just like all over TikTok.
That's the song I'm talking about, Savage. That's what I'm about to get. Yeah. We kind of starting to take off a little bit, and I want to get into the rest of her album just based off it. But she's starting to sound she just sounds the same. She sounds like
starting to get her baby. Starting to get her baby on. Huh?
Yeah. Hit that wall. And the baby still rock though.
And I pass it to Lee to talk about the songs or what he been jamming. But in terms of the stuff that's already been out, that's classic. I don't know what overcame me the day before yesterday, but it's been riding me for the last 3 days. I've been on the Toni Braxton kick, man, and I really
break my heart.
Let Toni talk.
You love me again.
Or I mean, he wasn't man enough for me.
What
people also don't know about Yesterday, which is a song she did with Trey Songz in like the 2013, 14. Don't sleep on
Yesterday. Toni Braxton, Trey Songz went over my head.
Yeah.
Kiki's dropping much love to Mark, who had to back out. Kiki's dropping some other songs by Meg in the comments. Captain Hook, I heard, was also dope.
Oh yeah, Captain Hook though. I like them.
I haven't heard it. Funny. But I'm gonna check it out. All right, Lee, what you been listening to, bro?
Man, I see my kids in the background. Man, I'm a father, so I ain't been able to listen to them music. I've been listening to Still, Baby Shark, and my kids like this Mexican song called Dame Comosita. Called Dame Comosita. Comosita. Hey, Comosita. It's pretty much like that's what I've been listening to. And by this time too, I didn't heard Frozen 2, the movie a couple of times. They got a whole bunch of songs in it. And shit, I didn't. What other movie that I didn't see a couple times since this coronavirus thing hit in. And I'm walking around my living room right now looking for a remote. My son came in and demanded that I come change the TV.
Right. But look,
that's pretty much all I got.
So next up, we got what are y'all watching while y'all in the crib? What are y'all watching? I ain't gonna lie. All I've been watching is The Office. I've been watching the shit out of The Office. I think I done rewatched it. I'm on season 5. So I just been watching The Office. It's some anime that I'm gonna check out. I ain't gonna lie, your boy do fuck with anime. So there's definitely some anime I'm gonna check out while I'm in the crib. But what y'all watching though, Toya?
Currently I am watching Narcos Mexico. It's pretty lit.
Okay. Netflix get it cracking.
Yeah. I'm close to the end of season 1, headed into season 2. I have a couple of things that I've been suggested to watch, but I can't even. You just have that initial, oh my God, we're about to be trapped in the house, but you're gonna be watching conversation. So I got a couple different threads I can go back to and pull some stuff from. And I also ended up with a really extensive Twitter list earlier of stuff on Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. That's like all Black movies or whatever. So I might try to post that to the Chop Up page so that we can kind of jump in on that. But it's a cool little breakdown of Black movies that you can be watching on your favorite streaming services. So I'm gonna make sure to drop that on our feed so y'all can see what's good.
Make sure y'all check us out on all our social media. The Chop Up.
The Chop Up, man.
Chop Up show.
Yeah. George, what you watching, bro?
I told y'all I was watching, man. I'm watching whatever my kids decide they want to watch, so they don't run me crazy or fuss too much. So we watching Moana, we watching Frozen, we watching Descendants. It's like this movie, like this high school movie.
All the kids of the
it ain't even a cartoon movie.
They the kids of all the villains. They the descendants of all the villains of the Disney universe, right?
I ain't realized that. See, I feel like I've
been trying this nigga George. Look, I ain't even got no kids. You ashamed?
Yeah, I have not been trying to watch The Descendants, man. To me, I feel like I just don't like musicals, and like that's a real musical. And it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna make sure my kids ain't tearing nothing up right now, and I watch one of the other movies with them.
Like, Tiffany says she watching the back of her eyelids. You feel me? She getting some sleep in. You feel me? Big sis, like, yo, I'm napping. That's what I'm watching. Malachi say, what are y'all doing to boost y'all immune systems? Nigga, I'm eating oranges. I done ate like a half a bag of mandarin oranges.
I'm taking Hall's Defense every morning. I'm up in my water game. I have been eating terribly these last week and a half.
That's facts. That's facts.
Weekend, I'm coming back. I'm making a comeback to my leafy greens and to more salads and stuff like that. So just really staying away from people and trying to drink my water.
Staying out the way, like I say in my hood, staying out the way.
Hey, stay out the way, baby.
What's up to me? They staying out the way, bro. They staying out the way, cuz.
Hey, Terrell. I've been on Castlevania since season 1, bro. So I've already been in the mix. Like,
see, maybe I'll try to get on this anime train. You feel me? I was trying to find me something to binge watch today. I tried to hop on an American Horror Story and finish the Apocalypse when it was just boring. You feel me? And then what I try, like, I need some. Maybe I'll try to hop on the anime train. But I'm looking forward to this list that Toya gonna share and drop, man.
We'll talk about it. You know what? And you know what? Since we on the quarantine, you're gonna find some more special reports from the Chop Up. Whether it's just me and George, me and Toya and George. We're gonna, like, throughout the day, we're gonna, if it's some shit popping, you're gonna get a special report, breaking news from the Chop Up. We're gonna hop on here, keep y'all entertained throughout the day. We know y'all ain't doing work and teaching your kids all damn day. You know you're on your phone, on YouTube and on Facebook. So, we're gonna give y'all the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to kind of get some game on from the Chop Up.
Hey, I just dropped that list. Make sure y'all check it out on Facebook or Instagram. It has Netflix, Hulu, and Prime Video. And it's not only movies, but it's also documentaries. So we got you covered. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your music, get your art in. Make sure you support these artists as much as you can. They out of work right now. You literally got Offset and Cardi B on Instagram Live rolling blunts. Offset roll like 15, 20 blunts, and they was just in there rolling them, and they look kind of sus. Okay, so give these people, give them something.
Wow, man, you give them something to do.
Make them feel important. Listen to their music, celebrate their art. It's a lot of people canceling shows.
Nice. You got Debbie Allen doing dance classes online. It's a lot of people that's reaching out to be like, yo, y'all in the house, we here for y'all. So, reach out, read. You always got the opportunity to, all the past episodes have been put up where we've been slacking off. So, check out the Chop Up, man.
It's all up. We all caught up. And by the way, on your way out, make sure y'all like or love the show if you haven't done it already. Those numbers really do mean a lot to us. They let us know if that y'all tap in with us. So like
it, man. Love it. Share it. Comment.
Whatever y'all need to do. You know what I'm saying? But stay tapped in, stay plugged in. We love y'all. We want y'all to stay healthy and safe. A lot of things are inevitable. You will be impacted in some way by the coronavirus. My hope and my sincere prayers is that you and your loved ones are not sick, y'all not hurt, y'all not harmed, y'all not danger, no bad things come to your house. So I'm praying for y'all, lifting y'all up, do the same thing for me. Y'all stay healthy, stay positive, stay connected, and stay disconnected too. That shit is important as well.
Right. I mean, make sure y'all listen. If you need to be entertained, this episode will be on YouTube as soon as we end it. You can definitely check us out on Facebook at The Chop Up. Ain't it The Chop Up Show, or is it just The Chop Up? Is on Facebook it is just The Chop Up. On YouTube it is The Chop Up Show.
On Facebook, I mean on
Instagram it is The Chop Up Show. You feel me? So y'all tune in, you know what I mean? Check out the past episodes and then stay in touch. We check our Facebook, we check our Instagram, we check our YouTube. You know what I mean? If y'all want something y'all want us to talk about, let us know. We in there. But we want to appreciate y'all for joining us, especially during these trying times, man. We're gonna try to keep y'all entertained. We're gonna try to keep y'all informed. You feel me? But everybody that joined us tonight, thank you. Everybody that commented tonight, thank you. We'll be back next week, like we are on every Thursday, 8:30 Pacific, 10:30 Central Standard Time.
Hey, if you still listening, help us think of stuff to talk about that's not about the coronavirus.
Oh my God!
I'm at the bottom of the thing.
If y'all want us to talk about some random shit, please hit Toya's inbox.
Please hit Toya's inbox or hit the Chop Up inbox or comment.
Because she don't like talking about what everybody else is talking about. She really don't.
I like talking about it interestingly, and I always feel like we get there, but sometimes y'all don't know. So make sure you let us know. Like the show, love the show. Real quick right now before we disconnect. Like it, love it, share it with somebody. We love y'all. Stay connected. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Don't go on coronation, okay? Stay your ass at home.
No coronation. No coronation.
This is The Chop Up.
Yeah. Peace. We out here.
We out.
And that is